Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Mario here once again. And I'm Buttercup here, and I'm the toughest one out of all from the Powerpuff Girls series, and we are back for some more of the Maxi Toys videos. And just welcome back to more Let's Play of Sonic Heroes for the Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and PC version. So, last time that Knuckles, Applejack, and Blossom did recently manage to finish up with Team Chaotix's playthrough, and eventually we managed to now finally finish up all 4 of those Team Character stories. So, yeah, today for this episode, this is going to be the finale of this game's Let's Play. We're actually going to be exploring through the last story segment to see who caused it to actually behind all this, destruction and all that stuff. So, but believe me, as we established earlier, is that this is what happens if you actually complete all 4 of those Team Character stories, and at the same time, you have to collect all 7 of these Chaos Emeralds. So, if you do that, then you're able to actually lead us to the last story segment, where the ending should be true or what have you. But even then, we'll never know until who's responsible for all this mess. But even then, though, after a while, who actually did locked up Dr. Eggman. But even then, though, we'll never know until we actually decide to actually get into the last story segment. So, however, though, just like in Sonic Adventure 1, there's only one boss battle. So, enjoy a whole bunch of cutscenes.
Then who was it? Who locked you up here for trying to conquer the world?
It was...
All living things kneel before your master.
Sonic has finally transformed!
So that's Metal Sonic?
It's useless! Metal Sonic has combined your data with the power of chaos and is super strong! We can't defeat it! Ah, if only we had the 7 Chaos Emeralds! What's this? But how? Even with the Emerald's power, our chances for victory are slim. It would take a miracle.
Just leave that to me, Doc.
Sonic, no! I'm going with you too!
Tails.
You can count me in, too.
Knuckles.
Okay, guys. We'll buy you some time. That way you can use your superpowers.
Okay, then. Let's get ready to do this. We'll show that creep the real superpower of teamwork!
So here we go, folks, on to Final Boss number 1. Now, we say Final Boss number 1 is that this particular last story segment actually has 2 different variations of the Final Boss battle. So, here we go with the first phase in the battle is Metal Madness.
You're the one pretending to be Sonic! You're the one responsible for taking Frogman to Cola! I can't believe you would do such a thing!
You're going to pay!
So, in this particular battle, it's pretty simple, as long as you actually pay attention to the this little weak spot. Either it depends on they change its color. As you can see, that's dang it, I actually got a pretty bad knockback. Well, luckily though, we still managed to keep ourselves quite a quite a few bits on extra lives counts, and even then though, at least we're still able to actually survive from this for this particular final boss battle. But hey, so in this particular battle is pretty simple as I mentioned earlier. So you get out to actually this is what the team aspect usually comes into play. That for instance, for example, if the weak spot was still in blue, this means you cannot use a speed type character until you actually attack it. The only time you can only attack it is by the fly type character or the power type character. So every once in a while, this starts to swap things up for a moment to actually change the different color into those weak spots. Like you can't actually when it gets to yellow weak spot, you can't actually deal the damage with the flying type character, and if it's red, then you can't deal with the power type.
We're done. You guys ready?
It's too late.
Now I believe we'll now move on into Team Chaotic segment.
Transformation isn't quite complete yet.
Incomplete. Freeze.
Now's the time to strike!
You're all useless now that I've broken all your data.
So anyways, let's go down it. Oh, dang it, that was the wrong button. Yeah, we're meant to actually press the B button, so what happens was though, if you press the B button, then you should be able to actually get back onto its original arena, so that was definitely my fault there. I really do apologize there, Buttercup. I almost said Applejack for some reason. Yeah, because you kept on thinking about the Team Chaotix playthrough for a minute ago, though, Mario. So, anyway though, somehow that the final, the last story segment is by far the shortest segment of the entirety of the Sonic series. Because in Sonic Adventure 1, you're able to actually explore around the hub world for a bit, and actually fight against with perfect chaos in the end. While in Sonic Adventure 2, you do have the last story, or in this case the last stage you're going to be coming to, which is the Canyon's Core, and also you have to deal with these last two bosses, the Fire Lizard and the Final Hazard. And I believe before when Shadow the Hedgehog came around, that you're actually going to be doing just only one level, and that is the last way. And also you're going to be doing with the final boss itself, Devil Doom. So Metal Sonic was actually behind all this time, didn't we think about it? Because yeah, we already come across into this particular scene when Metal Sonic is trying to actually copy some data from these different team stuff. So not again. Jeez, what is up again? Knockback at times. Well, let's just hope if we actually just try this again. So, luckily though, that if you expected that the time limits will actually go increased upwards as soon as you continuously dying, luckily though, it will actually reset into that spawning point. So even then though, that should be pretty swell. So yeah, I found that the Team Chaotix part to be quite tough for me, because even then though, because you know, you have to deal with the power type character onto this cannon direction shots, just like it does in Robot Storm. But even then though, it's mainly focused on just getting some level ups. And trust me, you need to get a lot of level ups, because if you in level 1 or level 2, it won't deal the twice as damage. So, as you expected, that there are some attacks you need to definitely need to avoid, which are these little homing missile things, which if you somehow let your character get frozen up, that means you can't able to use them. However though, if all three of these characters got trapped into this little crystallized attack, then obviously you'll essentially lose life. So, luckily though, it doesn't give you ability to actually go back all the way to the beginning to Team Rose again, which is probably a good thing. So, but apart from those sides of things, all you do is you have to attack this weak spot like 3 amount of times for each respective teams. Because yeah, the beginning part you have to play as is actually on Team Rose, but the second part you have to deal with to take control is actually Team Chaotix, and the third and final one, which is actually the Team Dark. So, because as a result though, however, though, Team Sonic is the only team who can actually deal with the proper final boss battle. So, and plus as a result there, we actually got all 7 of these Chaos Emeralds after all. So, yeah, it looks like he's almost down already. So, yeah, let's go say this match. Okay, so yeah, in order to actually just break those characters free, is by simply just either jump onto the crystal itself. So yeah, that's the only way you can get a team member back. So take Infector for example. Oh gosh, we're almost going to be dying for that. Oh no! Come on, let's see if we can actually deal with this without even getting trapped. There we go. That's it for that phase.
Almost done here! Now it's up to you!
This victory shall soon turn into despair.
Now we move on to the Team Dark segment.
Consuming power of others at your own will. And that's supposed to make you tough?
New target. Open team science locked on.
So yeah, unlike in any other teams, Team Rose and Team Chaotix, that this is actually a great spot to actually get ourselves level 3s in each character. So, like, we actually got ourselves all level 3s in both Shadow, Rouge, and Omega, so even then, we should able to deal quite a good damage on this particular Metal Madness. So, in fact, for that particular transformation that he usually transforms into Metal Madness, it took about 42 seconds, even much more than the actual loading times from both Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, and even Sonic 06. Jeez, that's quite a... I have to say this much though, Buttercup, that was by far the longest transformation sequence in any of the Sonic games. Yeah, I gotta have to admit though. So anyways, let's go ahead and just finish him off while simply, or we're almost gonna get ourselves our Team Blast attack going. In fact, we just have to constantly just using it, you know, the Thunder Shoot real quickly. Oh, come on. There we go. So now we can actually properly use it and deal the final blow. So there we go. That's Metal Madness.
Sonic, we're counting on you.
How appropriate to have a robot overlord rule the robot kingdom.
And now prepare for yourselves. It's probably the second most epic final boss in the entire game, in my opinion. Wait, how come Knuckles doesn't come perform as Super Knuckles, unlike in Sonic 3 and Knuckles? I have no idea why, Buttercup.
Long time no see, Sonic. My little son.
Alright, here we go folks, on to the true final boss in Sonic Heroes, if I like to call final boss number 2, known as Metal Overlord. So even then though, because of this, however, he actually got himself some wings now. So basically the entire final boss battle in Sonic Heroes is very self-explanatory. Basically what you have to do is you're gonna have to constantly using some of these team members, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, or they like to prefer for Super Sonic and Tails and Knuckles, because even though it's kind of weird that how Knuckles and Tails doesn't have their super transformations, unlike Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, like, well obviously Tails does have a super ability, but only the Super Emeralds can. But as for Knuckles, I wish that Knuckles can actually perform this Super Knuckles transformation, just like it does in Sonic and Knuckles type of game. But not I guess, but even now they got some super bubbles and anything kinds of stuff. So anyway, in this particular battle is that you need to actually just to do like combination of different things. Is that in order to actually break those specific attacks, mainly due to this little homing missile crystal missile things, is the fact that you're gonna have to actually use the Tails' Thunder Shoot so that you're able to actually destroy them. And if you're using Sonic, all you have to do is just dash through these little crystal stuff, and also Knuckles, you can actually break those little junks, such as like these broken down fleets or fortresses. And if you do this like countless amount of times, then you should be able to build up your Team Blast attack. And speaking of the Team Blast attack, the Team Blast attack is actually the most key factor about this final boss. And especially noticeable, you need to keep your ring counts most of the time, because even then though, if you well, obviously, much like any other Sonic games, especially consist of the final, Super Sonic's final boss battles, if your ring count goes to 0, you have to redo the whole fight again. But luckily, it doesn't kick you out in during back in Metal Madness again. So for this particular hit counts for Metal Overlord, yeah, you're gonna have to hit him like 5 times with the Team Blast attack most likely. You can't hold me attack onto him because it will not work. So yeah. So I think this might be the 5th and final hit we're going to be doing with you, so even then though, that as long as you grab the rings especially too, you should be able to finish him off. In fact, the main theme of this particular final boss theme is actually What I'm Made Of by Crush 40, so yeah.
That was pretty tough. Too bad it's all over. for you!
So yeah, enjoy the ending to Sonic Heroes for the GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and PC version. So I believe we're about 5 seconds off by that A rank, but oh well. So even then though, enjoy the ending. So let's see what emblems we got now. 64. A reference to something to the Nintendo 64 number.
It's no use. But why can't I defeat you?
Because we're Sonic Heroes.
Sonic!
Anytime you want a rematch, just let me know. I'll be waiting.
Hey, Sonic, wait up! Sorry to leave like this, but I can't let my Sonic get away. Good luck!
Sonic sure has his hands full.
I guess I'm out of here too. I think I'll go hunt for someone else's tree.
She never gives up, does she? Oh, no, you don't. Wait!
Guess that's it for this case.
Guess so.
But what about our money?
Man, I almost forgot. That slime ball!
All right! Our next adventure awaits us, so there's no time to waste. Yeah! We're Sonic Heroes! What goes up must come down.
So yeah, that was it for Sonic Heroes, as I mentioned earlier, for the GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and PC version. So, let's just get our final thoughts of the game so far. But first things first, before we actually discuss all that stuff, the main theme song of the game is actually known as Sonic Heroes, from, I believe, Crush 40, if I was assuming. Similar to how it does it in One I'm Made Of from the final boss theme, so... yeah, it's pretty interesting. I found it's really catchy, and you can also hear that from Super Smash Bros. Brawl as well, from the likes of... strangely enough, though, is that this is the only music you're going to be hearing once you're trying to unlock Sonic in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, strangely. Yeah, which as far as I've heard of that already, so... yeah, overall, it's Sonic Heroes for the GameCube, most likely. This is without doubt one of my favorite childhoods of the Sonic games, but even then, though, I would say I probably should rank this game into my top 10 Sonic games I've ever played. Let's just say on the 10th spot, because the reason being for that is that the visuals look absolutely gorgeous, even for the Nintendo GameCube title. It screams like Sega Genesis or the Mega Drive, as what some called me Johnny already established that in his review on this. But even then though, that, and the music as well is also really catchy as well. Mainly due to the fact that how energetic it looks. And also the story looks very simple for the most part, although sometimes the dialogue or the voice acting is not too bad either. However though, sometimes the dialogue can be a little bit too cheesy at one point. And also another thing is to point things out though, is that the gameplay looks very unique, is that you can take control of those 3 characters all in one team, which I think is the most highlight of the game for me. So even then though, yeah. So, in regards to, controls, while it's pretty good for the most part, sometimes it feels a little bit too slippery at one point, and also they have to be super precise on these and all kinds of stuff. But apart from those side of things, Buttercup, it's not that bad once you actually get used to it, especially if you ever played the GameCube version. However though, that's the only downside we can think about this game is the fact that some Team Chaotix missions are a waste of time. Most notably the Red Torches mission. Oh my god, that mission drags. And also that, judging by the fact that special stages, well, it might be too fidgety at one point. Once you get used to it, it should able to be not as bad as it used to be, although some people usually think that the special stage is easily the worst part about the game. But apart from that though, it's a pretty nice looking title. So the only version you definitely recommend is definitely the GameCube version, because the GameCube version is definitely the superior version all in all. We don't have any experience with the Xbox version though, despite the sound mixing issues. And also that the PC version, well, it's pretty good on the PC version. However though, don't get the PlayStation 2 version because it's considerably the worst of the bunch. So yeah, you get yourselves the get all A ranks. If you do manage to get that, then you get yourselves a super hard mode. So yeah, that was it for our Let's Play of Sonic Heroes. So join the other toys next time, most notably Daffy and Chip, is the fact that they're moving on into Sonic Colors, which should be the next 3D Sonic retrospective. So before Sonic Forces. This is me, Buttercup, and Mario here, and until then, bye.